animals, they were just plucking heads of grain, as we learned. It's like, they're working on the Sabbath, and they start just taking these little shots. And it's getting more bold and more aggressive. And we see that taking place here in the text in chapters 14 and 15. Just jumping ahead a little bit, as they land on the shore in chapter 15, after this moment on the lake, he's greeted with the Pharisees, and they're talking about the difference between church, religious law and church action, and there's this tension that is building there between God's commandment and tradition. And so we can see the continued grace. There's a woman, the Canaanite woman, who's got a daughter in chapter 15 who's got this oppression by a demon. And there's these layers even to that, as Jesus is speaking to Jews and Gentiles, and that tension that's around that. And we see this compassion of Jesus. Ate till they were full. And Jesus tells his disciples, and we know this because Scripture tells us there was 12 baskets full. I don't think it's a coincidence. Each disciple grabbed a basket, and they're going in the crowd, and they're filling these things up, and there's 12 baskets full that are left over. That's the moment. That's the tension. Here's what's going place. There's just a human, everyday need, and Jesus has the compassion for it, and he gives in abundance. And then it says, as evening came, he's like, I need to get back to what I needed to do. I need to get time with the Father. So it says there, he went up there on that hillside in Matthew chapter 14 after he sent his disciples out in the lake. And can you imagine the disciples are, hey, we're crossing the lake, but he's not with us.